Welcome back to the channel, folks. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing informative content. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's taken over millions of lives: gambling addiction. We're here to help you understand this beast and hopefully tame it. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's roll the dice on some knowledge. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Gambling addiction, or pathological gambling, isn't just about losing money. It's a full-blown public health issue affecting millions worldwide. Imagine feeling compelled to gamble even when your bank account is screaming for mercy, your relationships are crumbling, and your mental health is nosediving. Yeah, it's that serious. This addiction is a complex cocktail of psychological, physiological, and social factors, and believe it or not, it can hit differently based on gender and race. First up, let's talk about variable ratio reinforcement. Fancy term, huh? Simply put, it's like playing hide and seek with rewards. Ever wonder why those slot machines are so addictive? It's because they dish out rewards unpredictably. One minute you're up, the next you're down, just like my dating life. Slot machines and lottery games are designed so that wins are like unicorns, rare and magical. This unpredictability keeps gamblers hooked, thinking the next spin or scratch might be the jackpot. It's like trying to stop eating chips after one. Impossible. Next, we've got the illusion of control. Ever felt like you can outsmart a slot machine? Spoiler alert, you can't. Gamblers often believe they can influence outcomes by choosing the right machine or using a special betting strategy. This is especially true in games involving some skill, like poker. This false belief makes gamblers persist, convinced that their system will eventually pay off. It's like thinking you can control the weather by doing a rain dance. Good luck with that. Finally, let's touch on cognitive biases. Our brains love playing tricks on us. Gambler's fallacy. Believing that past losses mean a win is due. It's like thinking flipping a coin and getting heads 10 times means tails must be next. Spoiler, it doesn't. Confirmation bias. Remembering wins and forgetting losses, creating a false sense of success. It's like only recalling your best selfies and forgetting the 50 terrible ones. Availability, heuristic, overestimating the chances of winning based on memorable wins, often because of those flashy casino ads. Now, onto the brain candy, dopamine release. When you gamble, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. It's like your brain's version of a party, but with more glitter. Over time, you chase that dopamine high, leading to compulsive gambling. Regular activities lose their luster and gambling becomes your main source of joy. Think of gambling like coffee. One cup used to wake you up, now you need 3. That's tolerance and escalation. As you gamble more, the excitement fades, so you bet bigger to get the same thrill. This leads to bigger risks and potentially catastrophic financial losses. It's a bit like upgrading from a small coffee to a triple shot espresso. Dangerous and expensive. Ever noticed how casinos and lottery tickets are everywhere? That's accessibility for you. With online gambling, you can place bets in your pajamas at 2 a.m. No judgment here. Easy access means more people gamble regularly and find it harder to stop. It's like having an all-you-can-eat buffet in your living room. Temptation central. Your squad can make or break you. Here's why social influence matters. Peer pressure, societal norms, and cultural attitudes can encourage gambling. Some cultures see gambling as a social activity or a rite of passage. Social acceptance boosts gambling participation. If your friends or family gamble, you're likely to join in. It's like that old saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Ever used a tub of ice cream to forget your problems? Some folks use gambling instead. This is escape from problems. Gambling provides a temporary escape from stress, financial woes, or relationship issues. This coping mechanism can create a vicious cycle where gambling worsens underlying problems, leading to more gambling. You might be more vulnerable to gambling addiction if it runs in the family. Thanks, genetics. Inherited traits can increase susceptibility. Studies show certain genetic markers are linked to impulsivity and reward-seeking behavior. A family history of addiction raises your risk of developing similar issues. It's like inheriting grandma's recipe for addiction pie. Mental health matters. Seriously. People with mental health issues are at a higher risk. Conditions like depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder can make gambling a form of self-medication. These issues can worsen gambling addiction, creating a cycle where gambling exacerbates mental health symptoms, leading to more gambling. Money talks. The potential for financial gain is a huge motivator. The allure of winning big is tempting, especially if you're financially struggling. Ads showing big winners don't help either. This dream of striking it rich drives continued gambling, even after losses. It's like chasing a mirage in the desert, deceptive and dangerous. Ever tried to win back money you lost? That's chasing losses. After losing, gamblers bet more to recover their losses, driven by the pain of losing. This leads to a cycle of increasing bets and deeper financial trouble. It's like trying to dig yourself out of a hole, impossible and messy. Gambling companies know how to reel you in. Welcome to targeted advertising. Ads highlight the excitement and potential rewards of gambling. Promotions and loyalty programs keep you coming back. These ads create strong urges to gamble, especially if you're already vulnerable. Constant exposure normalizes gambling behavior. Hollywood loves to glamorize gambling. This is glamorization of gambling. Movies and ads show glamorous casino settings, big wins, and happy gamblers. This makes gambling seem exciting and desirable, leading people to underestimate the risks and overestimate the benefits. Women often gamble to escape stress, anxiety, depression, or domestic issues. They also gamble for social reasons, enjoying the company and interaction in gambling environments. Women prefer less risky and more socially acceptable games like bingo and slots. They tend to develop gambling addiction later in life, but it escalates quickly once it starts. Gambling industries target women with ads emphasizing social and entertainment aspects, like casino trips and bingo nights. Men are more likely to gamble for the excitement and adrenaline rush. They are drawn to gambling activities involving skill and strategy, like poker and sports betting. Men prefer high-stakes games involving perceived skill like poker and blackjack. Men often start gambling earlier and may develop addiction more gradually. Lower socioeconomic status is a risk factor for gambling addiction. Minority communities facing economic challenges may see gambling as a route to financial improvement. Gambling establishments are often located in disadvantaged areas, making them more accessible and tempting. Cultural attitudes towards gambling vary widely. Some cultures have traditional games of chance that are socially accepted or celebrated. In some cultures, significant stigma around gambling problems can prevent individuals from seeking help. Gambling companies target specific racial and ethnic groups with tailored marketing, including ads in other languages, sponsorship of cultural events, and partnerships with community leaders. Studies have shown that African Americans may be more susceptible to gambling addiction than some other racial groups, possibly due to higher rates of socioeconomic disadvantage and targeted marketing efforts by gambling industries. Gambling, particularly through state lotteries and illegal gambling operations, may be more prevalent in certain African American communities. Gambling can be a common and culturally accepted activity in many Hispanic and Latino communities, with games like Loteria being popular. Language barriers and cultural stigma can prevent individuals in these communities from seeking help for gambling addiction. Some studies suggest that Asian Americans, particularly those from East Asian backgrounds, may have higher rates of gambling participation. This can be influenced by cultural attitudes towards gambling as an accepted social activity. Casinos often target Asian American communities through cultural events, targeted promotions, and the inclusion of games that are popular in Asian cultures, such as baccarat and pai gow. Gambling addiction impacts men, women, and various racial and ethnic groups differently due to a combination of psychological, social, cultural, and economic factors. Women may be more drawn to gambling as a form of social interaction or stress relief, while men often seek the thrill and competition. Minority communities may be targeted due to economic vulnerability and cultural factors, with specific marketing strategies designed to appeal to these groups. Understanding these differences is crucial for developing targeted prevention and treatment programs that address the unique needs of each demographic.